directly helped out in, but with Gabriel actually, traveling out, it was at Genesis. He was at CEO Dreamland near the end, and he had help for that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, we're seeing two players that have a whole lot of the future in the Southeast region. It's going to be none other than JMafia versus Epic Gabriel. Their second time fighting off against each other in an online bracket.
Yeah, I believe we're getting going here for real now. Trading 50%.
A big online bracket.
And JMafia with a little setup with that down tilt. Yeah, I'm really looking for, can Epic Gabriel power through that super armor of Yoshi on some of those, setups? Might be a slight hindrance to him, but, Gabe obviously experienced against JMafia at this point, so let's see how he's able to adjust, even from earlier today.
No, and I think at this point we're just waiting up to see what would be kind of the approach scenario for JMafia, because again, Gabe, he's starting to test the waters a little bit, and JMafia is already punishing him for it. Again, just trying to go for the hard, low recover read, but again, Epic Gabriel goes high. He's currently at 150. Now this, again, Yoshi can be pretty chunky boy, so let's see if Gabriel can actually finish things off with the down throw up air, and he actually does! At 120, JMafia is done for, and Gabriel has to consider himself a little bit lucky. He had the full rage.
Yeah, for real. I mean, that's what Gabe's gonna need to do. Hold on to these stocks. Don't get any of these scary up air strings. But yeah, back to even stocks here with 2 apiece.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we haven't exactly seen this dynamic just yet with Rob's in this tournament, but again, Rob, he has a lot of disjointed hitbox. He's a big boy, all right? So Yoshi, these up air strings, they're gonna connect a whole lot more reliably. And Gabriel, at the moment, he's already getting exploited from it.
Oh my god!
You love to see it! JMafia, a couple of up airs, and the snipe from the egg laid it on in. And Epic Gabriel, he's just getting exploited. That's a huge second stock from JMafia.
Yeah, even as big as body as Rob is gonna get taken out by that egg all the way up in the blast zone in the eyeglass. Now, let's see if Epic Gabriel can respond with a stock of his own. But no, this could be big for JMafia. Ooh, just uses that range, but able to survive good DI on that force match, but not going to help with that up air.
Certainly not just yet, but JMafia, good combo at least. Fair into Nair that does himself, like, what was it, 30, 40 HP? So much,
folks,
again.
Spoiler alert, we might see a Nair or 2 in this matchup.
Yeah, no, just a little bit, and again, Yoshi hits. I say Roy hits like a truck. No, Yoshi does. Yoshi absolutely does. It's so deceptively strong. And JMafia, within, I don't know, maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds, can take away 40-50% onto Gabe. And just like that, right on ledge, a back air at 130 is going to finish off Gabe. JMafia wins out game 1.
Yeah, impressive stuff. I mean, you talk about how big that egg stock was up in the blast zone. I mean, you saw the first stock, Gabe living up until like 160, 170, which is really what your goal is with Rob with a big character like that. But when you get that stock taken from you early, it can really swing the momentum. And then from there, JMafia's just sitting there like, all right, cool, I can just take trades at this point and rack up this percent, and manages to do it in that first game.
Yeah, and I think at this point, we saw it was a little bit of, I'm not even going to say a struggle, a little bit of just empty approaches from Gabriel, where again he would get himself that kind of reliable percent that he would be going for, but he never got the setups. He never got those combos that he's just always aiming to start up. And JMafia, I mean, not even just JMafia, not even just JMafia is good at evading, but the character itself, you double jump right out of really any combo that Rob pulls out, and he just strongmans his way right out of there. So JMafia, he has that luxury, and not only that, but he's pretty nuts at the moment too. You saw, like I mentioned, some big boy moves just out of nowhere within 2 or 3 inputs. Epic Gabriel already down to 50, 60%. And all JMafia has to do at this point is just maintain that tempo, maintain that pace, and Gabriel's going to have a tough time.
Yeah, for real. I mean, like you said about the double drop armor, that's so huge, especially with a character and a player like Epic Gabriel who just fiends on those early percent setups that can net some super early kills off stage as well. Those just simply aren't going to work the same with Yoshi. A lot of the game is going to be revolved around predicting that double jump armor, adjusting to it, and managing to continue your conversions while realizing where that's going to be, and also just the different double jump like trajectory as well. So I'm really interested to see how Gabe is able. Clearly, Gabe is able to go to the brink in these sets with JMafia. So we'll see just exactly how he's able to adjust, and how JMafia can keep put on the brakes and mix it up a little bit as well. I mean, Epic Gabriel, especially, I think one huge advantage with just the amount of grinding and online tournaments he's been entering is the player experience. That's one. Obviously, people have their quarrels about online Smash and how the advantages and disadvantages it might have in the game. But one big advantage is you get to play such a large base of players, because simply tournaments, we like for them to be as accessible as possible in real life, but some of the younger players can't always make it at tournaments, especially when they have to travel far, or they can't get like an escort or anything like that. So you get to see such a giant player base online, as well as, and that just expands your, mix-up game and your reading game, because you see all these different play styles, you see all these different players, use their characters in different ways, and it makes you big brain, makes you absolutely 5-head. And that's what Epic Gabriel is really going to need to do. He's going to need to bust out the 5-head on that robot to see if he can, adjust around the danger that is Yoshi and that is JMafia.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned that online experience, and JMafia, he has been grinding up the online tournaments a whole lot during quarantine, but nothing too massive. I mean, you're not exactly seeing JMafia participate in any of the big 1,000 man tournaments, maybe a couple 500 mans here and there. I mean, I mentioned that, and I mean, he's won a Mega Smash Mondays. He even got second at another one. Just again, when I mentioned that set against Epic Gabriel at Varsity Votes, he ended up getting himself second at that tournament. And well, slowly but surely, you're seeing JMafia start to integrate himself more and more with the online scene. And I say that process right, but JMafia is an OG. He is 3DS gang, 3DS OG JMafia. So Epic Gabriel too, in terms of online, he's always been a little bit of a Wi-Fi warrior, and that has just been a whole lot more magnified during quarantine, during just 2020 in general. But I want to hear from you, Jay, because we do have a little bit of a break at the moment. Technical issues. It's online. It's Smash. What do you expect? But I want to hear from you. Out of these two, who has been kind of the player before quarantine that has caught your eye the most at more of our regional tournaments? Because at North Florida, we've seen these two face off.
So, just to put it simply, JMafia, Epic Gabriel has the results, I think, overall, probably over JMafia. But some of these performances that we saw JMafia come out with, whether it be last summer and coming into the fall and spring, he kind of, I wasn't as familiar with the South Florida scene, the Southwest Florida and South Florida scene at the time. But, as soon as I start seeing, this Yoshi come out of the woodworks and start taking these sets off these big players, it became all the more realization to me. And also, Yoshi may have, opinions one way or the other, but I simply just don't, at the top level, you don't see as many Yoshis. You'll see, you always got your local Yoshi that'll make the run for top 8 in your locals. But as far as like competing for the top 8s in some of these regionals, personally, I don't see as many of them. And I really like to see different character representation. So while both these players, offline and online, have really, made their mark and established their presence and their dominance over players, JMafia, I think he's on the come up as well. I think he was already on the come up, and now that he's starting to get back in, or starting to get into the online scene as well. Just look out. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, this is at this point, JMafia. For those who didn't know, JMafia, aka Zeke. This guy, at least in our region, he was starting to make a lot more moves in terms of just physical tournaments. Like I mentioned, you had I think it was a B tier Gatorland. He ended up getting himself, I want to say it was a top 3. Yes, it was top 3. Tampa Never Sleeps, top 8, 5 for 95. That was top 3 in a tournament that included Sam and Sam Sora. He went all the way to Congo Saga 2. He got 33rd. So it's not like he hasn't been at least trying to get back, trying to at least be on a come up. He already is at that level in a sense, at least in our region. but quarantine ended up kind of seeping that away. He hasn't exactly been active in the online scene until very, very recently. Like I mentioned, varsity votes being kind of that hard return back for him.
Yeah.
But again, Jay, you made the point of just the Yoshis at a national stage. We literally have one in our region. You have J12, who I don't really think like we haven't seen JMafia versus J12 yet. That will be an insane matchup whenever we end up seeing it. And
I want to
you
say
know,
they played at Gatorland. I feel like I remember
really,
them playing at Gatorland. I could be completely wrong. Which
can I
always
get a
great.
set of that because I've always
Always
wanted to see
great
it.
to throw yourself out there. We can probably pull up the bracket, but I swear, because
It's
I've always
whatever.
thought about that as well.
Yeah,
J12,
no.
J12, the Tampa Yoshi, maybe it was Tampa Never Sleeps as well.
Oh, okay,
But
okay. You
you're
can probably
right
send
that
it to me later.
there are these other Yoshis that might make the presence, but maybe I'm just not as familiar with the character. But the way
No,
that J Mafia is,
we're talking about a premier Yoshi. When you want to, yes, okay, they exist. They are around the scene. You have Mile in New England, you have J12 down here, but like, at least in terms of Yoshi, it's such a strong character that you expect that at least in North America to be rising a lot more, and especially because at least for a couple of those top player matchups, it does fit quite well. But it is what it is. We're starting to get a little bit too opinionated with our conversation. All you guys need to know is JMafia. He's cracked, and you just got to look out for him in this next matchup. But again, we're just stalling for time because Epic Gabriel and JMafia, they're going through the whole online kind of routine where it's just like, all right, walk into a set. We're going to take up a little bit of time. No breaks, though, by the way. We're just going to chill out and wait for a server. And I don't doubt you that either one of these players, they're just like, all right, my buttons feel a little bit off, or at least it's Gabe just throwing out Johns for why he won out or why he lost out game one. So it'd be what it be. Again, I'm just kidding. But it's it's a weird time for online, Mr. J Chillin. And like I mentioned, I haven't really watched too much online. Is this a common occurrence for us to just have a hard 10-minute break?
so yeah, lag tests are a very common occurrence. And I think ultimately it boils down to these people are competitors, and competitors they want the most optimal conditions for their
As optimal as you can
their
get.
sets. Exactly. As optimal as you can get with Smash Ultimate Online. But they want to maximize their performance in this in this vacuum, in this in this arena that we have, so
Sure.
lag tests, they're just part of the process. We always want to make sure that everyone's on the same page, and you want to walk away from the set knowing that you played your butt off and you did what you could, and you want as little external factors being part of that as possible. Obviously, sometimes that's going to be a process. It's going to be a thing in offline tournaments as well. You got technical issues with those, whether it be controller or setup or what have you. And unfortunately, sometimes these these lag tests might drag it out a little bit, but that just gives us a perfect time to say thank you to all the viewers, thank you to the production staff,
Yes.
and thank you to Red Bull. I need a sip, actually. I was thinking about it.
I actually have one waiting for me at my door, actually, and I ordered.
That's perfect.
I
Sometimes you
ordered
just
like a
need one.
scan. I ordered a sandwich and a Red Bull, and it's currently at my door, just waiting for me to like get up and get one or get up and get it. But there's sacrifices we need to take, boys, because we are still waiting up for our set to start. Probably button testing at the moment, probably lag testing a couple of servers, but yeah, no, I just wanted to say that it's been an absolute pleasure thus far because this isn't exactly the first qualifier for GOML thus far. We still had a regional Canadian qualifier last weekend. I'm not sure what the next one is going to be.
I believe the next one is Midwest. I think they were showing that
Oh,
in
that
a graph, which will be a pretty heavy hitting one. We're about halfway done with the qualifiers so far.
yeah, you're
It's
right.
all going to
Okay,
boil down
last
to a
week it was
big.
within.
Yeah, it's all going to boil down to a big open tournament, or a big tournament in November that'll come away with the big pot and everything. But what a cool circuit. That's another thing you talk about with online versus offline. Online has its problems, but it brings a lot of really cool opportunities too. We have a circuit format which might not be as viable. Obviously you see it attempted in offline settings, but something like this, which is kind of harnesses the advantages of online and the ability to draw more players than you could otherwise. It's such a cool format, and I love circuits like this. Whether it's like a ladder format or something like this, where it's like one competitor makes it to the big tournament, the big event from each
It's
area.
what we were supposed to have at the very beginning of the year too. With it was supposed to be just an international circuit. I actually totally forget the name, but we were supposed to have just a full PGR based circuit early on this year for physical events. So hopefully that comes back for
Yeah,
2021, because that starts to get super interesting. You start to get what is, these situations for players. It's the added pressure of, oh, I didn't do good at these couple majors, and I haven't been able to collect enough points for me to make it to this premier, championship event. Then that final event or the final few events, that's where it becomes really, really intense. And at least for this qualifier, it is region locked, so it is only a singular opportunity. But again, you have multiple regions, multiple representatives coming out. And honestly, at least for the Southeast, it's been one that I've been kind of waiting up for a very, very long time, ever since the beginning of this GOML circuit. And ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing the losers finals of it. Finally, the continuation. JMafia, Epic Gabriel, Game 2, losers finals. Let's get into it.
yeah. Once again, starting out in a similar vein, JMafia just getting some of these setups from that fast fall up air, robs that perfect combo weight to where you can just, press a button and hope you get an aerial off of it. And Yoshi, just such good aerial mobility, able to keep moving. Oh, just barely misses that. We're actually restarting the set from the beginning.
What?
So this is now game 1 of the tournament. Just, just to make sure everything's fair for everybody.
Okay. Maybe game 1 wasn't exactly up to par with standards in terms of
and that's just part of the the rules that we have here. Part of what Even Magic Gaming just trying to make this the fairest competition. I agree. I think that's a great idea. If you want that lag test, say all right, but we gotta restart the set.
No, so here we go again. They did end up going back to the same stage, and well, at this point, it started to become more or less the same result. JMafia currently at 100, and he actually escapes out of it immediately. And well, that is a little bit rare, but we're already getting right into what is our second stock, where Gabe has immediately taken it back. It's 34-27, and man, oh man, at this point, Jay, these two are starting to get a lot closer than what we saw in game 1.
Yeah, for sure. And now, similarly to last game, Epic Gabe just kind of getting racked up on the percent from some of these conversions that Yoshi's able to put out there, throw out these hitboxes and catch that full, full body, that big old metallic robot body. And 105% now, trying not to get hit by any of these big fairs or nairs off stage. There's a big one right there. Dodges the egg, though. Just throwing out these back airs. Barely air dodges that up air.
Just keep throwing out the aerials at this point. JMafia throws out the egg, and he immediately wants to follow it up with at least some sort of aerial. But Epic Gabriel just holding on to shield for dear life as JMafia finally connects on an up air right at flat. But even then, Epic Gabe not exactly getting connected on. He has the gyro right beside him, but it doesn't matter. The big old tail of Yoshi is going to end up connecting twice for the 1-2 combo. Now JMafia has an opportunity to extend his lead.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to how long Gabe is able to hold on to that stock, and he is luckily able to hold on to that stock. And now JMafia, big conversion, a quick 52. Now trying to get some thunder with the egg as well, throwing the gyro out there to establish that space. Can JMafia continue to rack up this percent, or is Epic Gabriel going to bring it back once again, the comeback king? In a similar situation that we had to the end of last set, but big rotor arm. Not going to do it on the big body of Yoshi, though.
JMafia also evading that back air that would have potentially done it, but now, good Z drop on the gyro. He's just holding it on now. Jay is now JMafia. He's the one chasing.
Yeah, that was just barely dodged that back air that may have sealed it out. Manages to get the gyro himself now. Oh, gets a soft spot of the up smash. Not sure if I was going to do it against the heavy Rob anyway, but now both at 100%, it's anybody's game.
Okay, that up air actually is going to connect in the full laser too. JMafia still alive at 149, launching out a couple of eggs just to cover up ledge as a get off me. But Epic Gabriel He's the one at ledge, trying to make his way back. JMafia try to read the roll with an up tilt, but doesn't exactly get it. The nair in, but JMafia is going to survive. The laser is going to miss too. JMafia back air. Epic Gabriel still alive too. Egg barely connecting. JMafia with an up air. It's starting to get close, and it's only game one technically here, Jay. And here we go again. Both of these players just waving out aerials. Hopefully one of them connects. The fair is not going to kill. JMafia holds on to shield too. It's okay. We're getting to yet another one of those situations here, Jay. It's weird.
Yeah, we're seeing some of these late percents. Then they're not quite going to do it. Yoshi, big down B. Right to the ledge. It takes out Gabe to win game one again. My gosh.
Dude,
what a call out.
I say that Yoshi is heavy, but I didn't think he was that heavy. He survives in the corner, launches out a down B. Somehow the down B connects. That is so ballsy, but he does it anyways. JMafia, he puts a stamp of approval to get himself back in that 1-0 lead, and that's what you like to see, Jay.
Yeah, honestly, that was just oh man, what an ending. I mean, it was really going to come down to who was going to get that last opening, or what a ballsy call out from, like you said, from JMafia to go for the down beyond ledge from all the way up there. You know, Gabriel was thinking about when he was coming down. He was like, I may have messed up. But similar results to, pre-technical issues. We got a game one going to JMafia, and Gabe's going to have to reel back and find a way to close out those stocks.
So here we go again. Game number 2 coming up, and it's Kalos now. No more of those gentlemen's battlefield, gentlemen's FD, as we did start off on FD, 2 games in a row. But yeah, now Jay, it's a little bit more spaced out. It's gonna be a little bit tougher for both of these players to kill on. But that's just kind of the nature of this matchup. We're seeing 2 heavy boys just go at it.
Well, Gabe really likes these side platforms that kind of hang off the edge of the stage. Really, in some of those gyro setups to get those early rotor arm kills, those platforms are really going to help out to get him closer to the blast zone and get some of those unfortunate, ridiculous early kills.
Yep, and now in goes JMafia. Good again, just bouncing on even more damage onto Gabe, putting it into that egg and even a little bit of an up smash. But yet another one. Gabe is still alive. Laser out, JMafia approaches, couple of aerials again. He's waving at essentially nothing, but it's just hard predictions. It's hard reads to see if Gabriel is going to fall for it. But Gabriel gets hit by the fair, but it's the spike hitbox, so he's still back on stage. The nair! Gabe is still alive at 180. The down B right at ledge. JMafia not going to connect. Gabe is back again. Laser trying to take him out of the egg. Oh boy. I said that it was only game 1 and we were getting into close last hit situations. It's only stock 1 of game 2 and we have it once again here, Jay.
Oh my god, how did he miss that up smash? I'll tell you what, if every stock's gonna look like this, I don't need another Red Bull.
How was that even an air dodge? That was such a quick jump and he was still able to air dodge out of it. But even then, it's gonna be finally JMafia taking away that first stock from Gabe, and now he's looking for some extra credit. He's a big old dinosaur with 135, almost full rage at this point.
Okay, just that last hit of the rotor arm just took out that the armor on the double jump.
It's the last hit of everything. You saw the armor out of the double jump, or the last hit of rotor arm, the last hit of up air, and ooh, not a singular hit of up air there. JMafia still alive. It's full rage now.
Yeah, Gabe's going to want to take the stock pretty quickly before JMafia is able to get something started. Okay, there you go. Get the super armor and just take him with a downer. Nowhere for JMafia to go. Great conversion from Gabe to even it back up.
Oh, spicy now. JMafia. Something's all strong. That down air is essentially going to connect all day, every day onto any Rob. Fair too. All right, a little bit interesting of an approach, but it's super, super quick. Epic Gabriel trying to get himself into that again. That's gyro fair setup, but couldn't exactly get it. The roller egg, but you never see that. You never see that, Jay.
B is like hey, I'm gonna throw this out there. If you're ready for it, you're ready for it. If not, I might get a couple % off of it. But
well, it's called the vibe check for a reason. So
yeah, exactly.
Here we go again. It's 132-66. Gabriel trying to recover. Oh,
that's all he needed. All he needed was the soft spot of that. I don't even call it a soft spot. The not spike hitbox to send him off the side.
Yeah, no, it still does. If I'm not mistaken, it still does the same amount of damage, but the knockback is, in a totally other direction. So now JMafia, he is sticking himself in a way better, a way more comfortable position than he was in game number 1. Able to get a little bit more extra credit. Oh, but wait a minute. Gabriel almost finishing off that stock early. The rotor arm not going to be able to kill. Even the laser too. A couple of snipes from Gabe, but JMafia somehow stays alive and still able to put on even more damage. Again, it's the Yoshi with rage. It's so dangerous.
Yeah, it's amazing how, JMafia is able to hold on to these stocks and get this extra credit. Oh, big neutral B laser doesn't quite kill. 178 once again from the Yoshi. Rob just not able to get some of these early conversions that might be able to get on other characters just because of that pesky double jump armor. And now, once again, fires the laser out there trying to catch a jump, but the gyro will do it. And now Gabe really needs to get this game and get the momentum back in his favor.
Absolutely, and that's one of Rob's best traits, just his comeback ability, his clutch factor, how much damage he can take up in just a couple of, really just a couple of inputs. And that's Gabe's specialty in general. He knows how to cheese out a combo, and he knows how to cheese out damage, and he's doing it again, not letting JMafia survive whatsoever. He doesn't have that jump, has the air dodge back in, but at the end of it, JMafia takes 58%. Gabriel still at a disadvantage. What a close scenario there for JMafia.
Yeah, right there you're seeing, Gabe use those side platforms to his advantage. He was just looking for one, maybe bad air dodge. Oh, the egg to the
tech though.
And
no, he had to
disadvantage.
He had to tech. It was way too close. It was way too close. And that's the luxury of Kalos. If you end up getting spiked too close to ledge, you're going to be able to tech. So he ends up taking advantage of it. Now JMafia waving out that tail, just trying to wave out a couple of aerials. Now Epic Gabriel at 140 has to make his way back to the down field. Gabriel gets scared and he ends up air dodging to his death. JMafia, he's standing there menacingly and he takes game 2.
Wow, yeah, 2-0 lead from JMafia, and it's just the poise, it's incredible, being able to avoid all of the, the wall of options that Rob is able to put up and, sneak in and get those hits, all while surviving to like 170%, 160%, all these stocks. It always seems like we're in that scenario where it's like JMafia's at 160 and, Epic Gabriel's at like 100, 110, and it feels like even just because of how long Yoshi's able to hold on to those stocks. And now Epic Gabriel back against the wall, goes back to Kalos. He's gonna need to take this game if he still wants his hopes alive to take on Esam for the win. But JMafia said, not so fast.
Not so fast. And then comes JMafia once again, booting on a lot of early damage. Every stock taken thus far has been taken by JMafia. All 3 games, technically. The 1 game that was replayed and the 2 games that have been played thus far, JMafia always comes out with a lead. And now at this point, he does almost the exact same thing, just booting on a couple of those trusty aerials. Though that down air itself does so much damage. And now he pulls out the Tims, a little bit of a boot, knocks Gabe over, but now the down tilt train. Gabe now has JMafia up against ledge. JMafia, he doesn't have a jump and he doesn't have a hope. Gabe catches him off the rotor arm, and Gabe is now the one to break the trend and now has a lead.
Yeah, just a reminder that Rob down tilt is a good move. Some might even say
really do be
a great move. You saw him just carry JMafia across Kalos a long stage with that, just not able to keep up with the hit stun while Rob can just throw it out and get his dash in. But now Gabe with the early advantage, something we haven't seen yet, but now JMafia able to take it without taking too much. 56, that's reasonable for JMafia to keep it back and get the lead back. But let's see if Gabriel can capitalize on this advantage he's had.
Oh, Gabe. Certainly trying to follow up with what you just said, but good stuff from JMafia. Up tilts, up airs, all over the place, and just like that, Epic Gabriel, he gets caught up in a little bit of a kerfuffle. And, JMafia already finds himself in a little bit of a lead, has to get himself back somehow. He actually uses up that double jump, and now he is back. Gabriel not exactly at the right distance to try to punish out what was JMafia's drop. And now JMafia trying to go for that trusty Yoshi fair to try to spike out Epic Gabriel early, but it's simply not going to happen. Both at 100 plus. Jay, it's happening again, and it's only stock 2.
Every stock it comes down to this, and the back air is still not quite going to do it. The Nair trade him right back, and these percents are just going to keep racking up here. Oh my gosh. Those empty hops doesn't quite get it, but the back air from across stage gonna do it. 2-1 stock lead for Gabe. Can he steal a game here? Can he get back into the step and a shield break?
That's what you like to see. There you go. The shield break coming in from JMafia. We've been waiting for that. I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't seen it just yet in our set. But, well, now Gabe does end up getting exposed a little bit. And now, relatively even strength between the two. 26-28. Gabriel with that nair is going to end up hitting right behind him. Both literally just trading out moves. Nair after nair. Hit after hit. And JMafia, again, he's looking to confirm out a 3-0 against Epic Gabriel. Oh, my Lord. The tech chase again. And it's simply not going to happen, though. Epic Gabriel still alive. Even more damage from JMafia. The fair onto the egg. But now Gabe with an opportunity for some more damage here, Jay.
Yeah, I know he was looking for that rotor off that platform, but the back air, bad DI may have made that a little harder, but catches the gyro with the super armor. Oh my gosh.
Ooh. Epic Gabriel doesn't roll into that up smash. JMafia plugging away at that shield with a back air, but Epic Gabriel with that chunky up smash is going to be able to take game 3. We still have a ball game here, Jay.
Once again, Epic Gabriel back against the wall on his tournament stock, finds that clutch hit, that clutch killing move to bring himself further in the tournament, and now maybe with some momentum can run into can finish out the seg. I'd like to see where JMafia takes him in terms of stages, but I think we're gonna have another close one here. I'll be honest, I want to see a game 5. It seems like these guys usually go to game 5, and every stock feels like last stock almost. It feels like the momentum and the advantage just from taking one stock means so much to each of them. So I love to see what they're going to do here in game 4. And man, what a set we've had so far.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, these two, they deserve the game 5 because the first time that they ended up facing off against each other in a big tournament or even just a PGR sense, Gatorland, Spring 2020 winners finals 2-3 going towards Gabriel. Varsity votes literally like 2-3 weeks ago, something of the sort. It was JMafia winning out the game 3-2. Now Epic Gabriel, he has an opportunity to break it apart now with a little bit of a comeback, and he's actually going to drag it all the way back to FD now, Jay.
Yeah, interesting pick here. Maybe JMafia trying to make it harder for Gabe to come down from some of these up air strings and not giving Gabe some of those platforms to set up on, or especially not those side platforms like we saw in Kalos that really make it harder and harder for a character to cover against the Ra. But back here onto FD, I think where game 1 was played. So we'll see exactly how each of them can, use the stage to their advantage. And already, I think we're going to be in for a heck of a game. There's that hitbox on that up tilt sitting him, catching him from all the way over there. Obviously, the big body of Rob has something to do with that as well.
Absolutely. It's quite the scoop. It's quite the scoop, Jay. And, I mean, at this point, we're just waiting for what would be JMafia. And what exactly is going to be, Epic Gabriel's counter to him, because now that we're back on FD, it's just going to be one big chicken race between two players that have actually been relatively both rushed down, but a great dynamic of just hard hit and run.
We went for a little gyro setup there to get a grab, but didn't quite get it. And now JMafia has him in the corner. What can he do? He's going to set up with these eggs, set up with these big sweeping fairs. And JMafia has gotten a lot of mileage off of the neutral B, the egg swallow, but a big up air once again. FD, no platforms to come down on, makes it a lot easier for JMafia to find an up air up there, but trades right back with the up air of his own, and now we're 2 stocks apiece.
So equalize back, like you mentioned, 2 stocks, and that was just a good response coming in from Gabe, because I mean, again, usually when we've seen a little bit of a stock lead between the two, it's just been, not exactly answered immediately. Lots of extra credit taken. But now these two, they have a little bit of a showcase. Like you mentioned, this isn't a combo contest. It's losers finals of the Southeast qualifiers. And these two are once again having themselves a little bit of a showcase where both JMafia and Epic Gabe get their opponents down with a 50% to 60% combo.
Gets the grab here, gets the berry. Oh, goes for the up smash mix-up instead. Oh, so much percent just from that one neutral B interaction. This is the air dodge to the ledge, but Rob's always making that back. JMafia trying to make it harder on him. And now 141. Oh, misses the ledge on the down B.
Yeah, no, JMafia. We've only seen down B just a couple of times in the set, and that one wasn't exactly all too efficient. But now JMafia has to make his way back into this one before Gabe. That was actually pretty innovative from him. Z drop on gyro immediately into a nair, and just like that, good old Rob things at the very end. The rotor arm to finish it off. Gabriel, he has made it all the way into a game 5, and man, oh man, Jay, it's poetic that we're seeing a game 5 between these two.
Yeah, it just feels like part of the script at this point. You know, when I saw JMafia take that 2-0 lead, I was like, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel like the back and forth that these two competitors have really established so far. And Gabriel said, no, I'm not going down like that. Back against the wall once again. Comes out with a 2-stock this time. It really is going to come down to, like, you know, Gabe has this momentum, but JMafia does have the edge recently in these game 5 situations. I'm intrigued to see what happens here.
So here we go again. It's going to be yet another tournament between JMafia and Epic Gabriel. JMafia, person that has been actually taking a pretty substantial break from Super Smash Bros. He has always participated in smaller online tournaments, but before quarantine, these two had a couple of wars in offline tournaments, but Epic Gabriel has always been the one to get the edge. Recently, JMafia, he gets one back on the set count. This is the one that absolutely counts for these two, though, because this isn't just a tournament just for a little bit of cash. No, this is a tournament that will lead into a nationwide invitational, and this qualifier means everything. This means a spot against ESAM. JMafia has a positive record against ESAM. This is massive. The stakes are high. Let's see what happens here, Jay. Again, it's going to be JMafia and Epic Gabriel in Game 5 coming soon.
Yeah, like I said, we're going to Smashville here, a stage we haven't seen in this set yet. Once again, you know, the advantage here for JMafia is using that middle top platform to continue some of these up air strings that we've seen kind of give grief to Epic Gabriel so far. But Epic Gabe starting out with a little bit of percent lead, and here we go into another slobber knocker, but doesn't get the rotor arm.
Oh, sir, it lands on it with that nair, but JMafia just holds on to that shield, and Gabe actually starts up with a nair once again. JMafia, again, Smashville might be a little bit more cramped for JMafia. Who knows at this point? Epic Gabriel, he's feeling himself a little bit more of good stuff again from JMafia, approaching up what would have been that up tilt. Gabriel, again, just trying to stay safe, but good stuff from JMafia. That's kind of the nature of Yoshi. He gets himself a singular point of opportunity, and he's already going to be able to stack you up.
Yeah, not trying to use that top platform, setting up those eggs. If he gets a hit from that egg while he's on those platforms, look out, because an up air is coming your way, and even someone as heavy as Rob might hurt from that one. All the way towards 100% now. Gabe's going to need a pretty solid hit to take out the Yoshi to steal the first stock.
The vibe check again coming in from JMafia, and well, if it works, it works. It did get himself a little bit of damage onto Gabe, but that up throw again, Yoshi, real chunky character, and still gonna survive from it even at 150. JMafia back in it though at 160, full rage, but yet another up throw, grabs him by the neck, and that's gonna be it. Epic Gabriel now with a stock lead, but for how long?
Yeah, you knew that second up throw wasn't going to have the same result as the first, all the way at 160%. JMafia just trying to hold on, not let Epic Gabriel get this, you know, momentous extra credit. Managed to survive that up air, though. And now, kind of with Sage, actually no, Gabe now in the corner, as JMafia just sets up on that top platform. Very happy to be content up there.
Certainly so. So JMafia, I asked for how long, and not too long at all. These two basically at even strength. But Gabe now maintaining space throughout the gyro. It was just a little bit of chip damage, but in comes JMafia too. Dash attack rarely used by JMafia thus far, but it's just the isolated hit. These two, again, their moves are calculated, and neither one really wants to fall into a hard punish, because we've already talked about these two characters. We've already talked about these two players. They get themselves a singular opportunity, and it's already wraps.
Yeah, 98% here on JMafia. Now off stage, scary stuff. You can get one of these fastball up airs or an up tilt just like that, and now we're going to see these percents. This percent lead come down a little bit off of one up tilt, already at 85%. Rob got that big old body And Yoshi said, I got a tail for you.
Oh, he tried to go for the grab again. Gabriel just trying to predict again with that up air, but JMafia, he's going to stick to the ground. So at this point, JMafia still at 145, basically full rage. He's going to be able to get a little bit more damage off the egg too. So Gabriel now at 128. Both of these players last hit right off the bat. That down B going to connect right towards the ledge, but it's not going to connect onto Gabe. The Nair, JMafia still alive, landing in with a Nair. The gyro is actually going to knock away JMafia, but Epic Gabriel not able to take advantage, and the back air finishes off the stock. JMafia with a little bit of an advantage going into last stock, but he's still at 166. Absolutely kill percent for JMafia.
Yeah, big swing. I mean, this stock, the second stock started out with, you know, Gabe with like 100% lead. And JMafia, all he needed was one up tilt to really solidify that up. All the way at 185. This is not what you want to see if you're Epic Gabriel. You want to see the stock gone, and there we go. Neris does it. Here we are, Game 5, last stock. Winner goes on to Grand Finals. Loser is out of the tournament. It's all going to come down to who gets that last hit once again, just like so many stocks have been in this set.
Yes, sir. So JMafia again. He's already taken quite a bit of a lead here in this stock. The gyro does connect over towards ledge, though. JMafia does have that double jump, so he is back towards ledge. Fair up, trying to chase Gabe. He even has the air dodge ready around to go. He's trying to jet away, trying to get to ledge as safely as possible. JMafia still just trying to extend. Good down tilt. Epic Gabriel he actually does expect that roll in a little bit, but he's not able to actually punish. Gyro has been insane. 77. No way JMafia dies there. And no, he doesn't. He's still alive. The down B towards ledge. Oh, that double jump again right through rotor arm. That would have been wraps for JMafia, but he's still alive. 116, 128. JMafia throws down an egg, just trying to cover up ledge. It's the get off me here, Jay. And at this point, JMafia, Epic Gabriel, one hit! Epic Gabriel has completed the reverse 3-0! Hands! He's going to be moving on to Grand Finals against ESAM here in GOML Southeast Qualifier.
Oh my god. I mean, once again, the same script as the Peanuts set, except maybe a little different on which way the 3-0s were going. But that last stock situation clutches it out Game 4, clutches it out Game 5. Incredible stuff from Epic Gabriel. Finally gets that revenge onto JMafia after JMafia has had the edge recently. And wow, we're going to see Epic Gabriel move on to face ESAM in Grand Finals, while JMafia's run will end at third. But all the credit to JMafia. What an incredible run. Was the last player remaining from yesterday. That wasn't an invitee that only had to play today.